We're making the gut healing beverage Beet Kvass today. We'll need beets, organic beets, salt, high quality salt, a mason jar lid. You can use a normal lid or one with an airlock. That's preferable but not necessary. We'll also use liquid whey if we have it. This whey comes from straining yogurt, or in our case, milk kefir, and then a 2-quart mason jar and some filtered or spring water. First, thoroughly wash your hands and your beets. This is important with all fermentation. We want to keep our hands clean. If you're ever going to be testing your ferments and touching them at all, try not to touch them with your hands. Try to just touch it with a fork to sample them from the top. But if you are going to use your hands, make sure they're as clean as possible. Now chop the beets into cubes. The cube size that I am chopping them into is maybe a little smaller than's necessary, but this isn't really all that important. We've done all sorts of different sizes, so whatever size you fancy. You can also add optional flavors like ginger or garlic. I'm not doing that in this recipe, but know that that's available to you. Now place the beets into the jar. Simple as that. And then after we put the beets in the jar, we're just going to fill it up with water, leaving a couple inches of space at the top. Now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of salt, and then you're going to let the salt just start to dissolve a bit for maybe 10 to 20 minutes and stir it up. Next, just put a bit of whey in. We're going to do 2 tablespoons as well. You could do up to 4 or 5, I'm sure. And this is just to start it off with some good beneficial bacteria. And again, this step is not necessary. Like I said, we're just going to stir up the salt, just make sure it dissolves in. And that's pretty much it, folks. Beet Kvass is one of the best ferments to start with. So this is the regular lid. If you're going to use the regular lid, just put it on, and I would just recommend daily taking it off like that, putting it back on. Simple as that. A harmless white substance called comm yeast can develop on the top of your brine. If you see it develop, take a spoon and just scoop it out. You may have to do this every other day. People let Beet Kvass ferment for 2 to 14 days. It's really up to you with your personal preference how long you keep it going. At day 2 or 3, I recommend giving it a try. Just take a spoonful and try it, and maybe just try a little bit every day using a clean spoon. Here I'm marking the date that I started the ferment, and then I'm going to check it just 4 days from now and see how it's coming along, see how I like it. And once I'm done, I'm going to put it in the fridge and enjoy this healthy fermented beverage.